Hello traders, undercover trading here. Swing trading simplified. So I'm gonna be taking you guys through my NZDJPY and US30 trade. So here we go. On the daily for the past couple of weeks, we've been seeing that NZDJPY has been on an uptrend. A couple of days, weeks, months. Yeah, it's been on an uptrend. Now suddenly, during the ending of September, we saw a change of character, a very massive one at that. So we marked that up and we waited, waiting to see price come back to the last point of supply. The last point of supply was simply this last buy to sell candle before the market took all those liquidity resting below here. So, having said that, some people might also say, okay, come on, we saw another buy to sell candle before the liquidity was taken. That's where we're going to look for our entries. But that's dependent on choice. So, because the actual truth is, nobody knows where the exact supply, where the exit supply or demand zones are. That's where the probability comes in. But then when you stick to a particular rule, you see that you actually make 80% correct predictions and analyze better. So, having said that, we used the last point of supply. And why did we use that? The last point of supply took off all the liquidity resting above. We had equal highs. You can see these candles, they're equal highs. We have trend line liquidity as well. They were all taken before the price decided to melt and change the direction of the market. So that's it. Um, Going in depth on this supply zone, let's go to the 4 hour and see what happened on the 4 hour. Now, on the 4 hour, you can see that this candlestick decided to wick into that zone and drop. Now, most traders will be like, damn, I've seen a break of structure here, or maybe you've seen another break here. Now, is a good time to start selling the market once it reverses back up to an order block within here. Now, that's where the big banks come in, or rather the broker or the market maker, whosoever. Now they decide to give you that impression, okay, the market is going to clearly fall down from there. But come to think of it, if it was that clear, everybody will make money. So most times what people do is basically scalpers and day traders, once they see this reaction, they probably will take a sell from this particular zone and they start taking profits while it's going down. So that's what basically most people do now. And the algorithm has actually found that out. And you can see that most times when you take smart money entries or trade smart money the conventional way, you get knocked out. That's 100% fact. You get knocked out. So you just have to find a way to tweak it a bit, modify it, because every day we learn, the machines learn, the market maker learn as well. So everybody wants to make money. That's the truth. So you have to have an edge over every single person, or at least be at the top 1% that knows what they're doing in the market. So coming back to this where you have your day traders trading, getting their small profits and whatsoever, their arrow to, that's just it. That's where they trade. So, but we don't do that. We wait to see a clear distinction. As you can see, our stop losses are very small. Like this one is a risk to reward of 1 is to 29. Sometimes we have 1 is to 30, 1 is to 50. At least the least we have ever had is 1 is to 10. So I think it's always better to actually wait for a bigger risk to reward than just trying to squeeze out every little penny you get, because the more you trade, the more you lose. It keeps increasing your risk because in this market you don't control shit. That's the honest truth. No matter the strategy you're using, they all work. But the issue is the lesser you trade and have a high risk to reward ratio, the more money you make. So going back to that, on the 30 minutes time frame, when the market fully came into the zone, it gave us so many fake outs before we decided to pick an entry. As you can see, it never came back to this supply. Sorry, I'm not gonna tell you how we came about the supply zone. The supply zone is strictly for my students and also for my paid channel. So when we got into that supply zone, we decided to watch what happens. Sometimes I sell off of it. I trade nearly off of it because I know it's a very strong area. Sometimes I might decide to wait and see how it reacts. Then waiting to see how it reacts, you can see where we had multiple equal lows. It was just sitting there looking at us right there, clean as whatever you can say. Then having that in mind also, you could still trade off of the last supply zone, and you can see how beautiful that trade would have been. And some of our students also trade off of the 50%, which could have been around here, reducing your risk and increasing your reward. So that's it for NZDJPY. Let's switch over to US30. Come on, it's a great day, guys. Now the US30 has been on a downtrend for a couple of weeks, or rather since beginning of the year. It's crazy, man, but that's what it is. So seeing the US30 on a downtrend, we clearly saw supply zone around here. Now that contradicts to what I said earlier. We always look for the last point of supply. Yeah, I said it. But then, come on. Like I said, you have to have an edge all the time. So this information is just for my students as well, and I also give free signals sometimes. So looking at that as well, you can see that the price actually reacted to that first point of supply, which I marked up here. Then it broke through and decided to go for that last point sitting right above. Now, some people are saying, why didn't I go for this? I had a reason not to, and I can just share that information for free. So I'm still waiting to see what this is going to do. Still the same method. You go down. Let's go down. Let's switch it up to let's go to the 5 minute time frame. I think that was where the whole confirmation happened. Now on the 5 minute time frame, and boom. On the 5 minute time frame, I don't know why this shifted. Sorry, I didn't pin it. Unlike me, or rather, just like I would do, I sell off from that zone immediately. I don't wait to see for confirmation, but just for the benefit of the doubt, you could see clearly that we had equal lows here, which was taken by this. And having said that, I think on the 1 minute time frame or thereabouts, or rather, we had a bearish breaker around here, which could have actually confirmed this entry. And boom, it tapped into it and pushed down. So that would have minimized your risk and increased your reward. So I think that's it for now, guys. Cheers. If you have any questions, any any questions at all, come on, share in the comment section. I could talk about it and we'll all learn. Thanks, guys. Undercover trading, swing trading simplified.